What's up everybody, I'm Brian from I1Tesla, and today I'm going to show you something that I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to anyway. This is something that Tesla put in the car that no one told you about. Should I do this? I'm not telling you to do this, I'm telling you how to do this and why to do this, but don't do this. Does that make sense? Did you even notice my car's back there? Could you see it? A lot of you know that people are drifting Model 3s now, and it's kind of going all over the place now that Kyle and I did that at the racetrack. A safe environment. Not everyone's doing them in a safe environment. How do you do that? How do you drift a car? How do you drift a car that has really good traction control? How do you disable something that's not really there? Well, the trick that we did in this rear-wheel drive Model 3 was to disable one of the wheel sensors. And once you disable one of the wheel sensors, every code on the car pops up. You have no ABS, you have no power steering, you have no autopilot, you have no regenerative braking, nothing. There's no safety features whatsoever. So it is not recommended to do that at all, except for on a safe environment like the racetrack that we did. So without power steering, it made it really tough when we spun the car around to really, when you're not moving anywhere, it was like an old car. And you know, that can probably damage the car a little bit. So it's not recommended to do that whatsoever. That's why we haven't gone back to the track to do any more of that, although soon. There will be some soon. Because I know not all of you like that. You don't like the tearing up the tires, you like more of the efficiency and things like that. Not everyone likes the racetrack stuff. But today I found out from a really good subscriber. I'm not going to mention your name because I don't want you to get any heat from this either. But on Reddit, there is a way to disable all that stuff through the computer that Tesla has put in there. And it's really for a dyno. It's to put the car on a dyno machine, because the car uses GPS. It uses all these different features to really figure out what's happening with the car for the stability control. So if you're sitting on a dyno machine, the tires are spinning, but you're not going anywhere. The car knows you're not moving anywhere. It starts freaking out. You have to do something to disable that. Well, in the past, you would disable it by taking off one of the wheel speed sensors. You know, that's fine on there because you're strapped down to a dyno machine, but there should be an easier way because you don't want to get back in there. The wheel speed sensor's attached to the brake caliper. That gets really hot. It's just a pain in the butt. But now there's an easier way. Someone found out. I don't know who it was on Reddit that found out this. I just skimmed through it. I tried it, and it's amazing. It works, but I have not driven in it because I want to go to Mexico to actually test this out. Although the racetrack is probably closer, but that's all right. So what do you need to do? Let me show you how to do this. What you want to do is be in park. Of course, we're in park. Actually, we're in a park as well, but we're not going to do anything in the park here. I'm just going to show you how to do it here, and then I'm going to show you what it can do. We're going to drive a little bit. What you want to do is put your foot on the brake, put your left turn signal on, and hold the lever down all the way. It's going to continue to blink, and then you're going to go up and hit and hold the T until it flashes. So all the ring around it, it's going to pull this up. You're continuing to hold the left stick down, and then you're going to type in one word, Dynotest, D-Y-N-O-T-E-S-T, and hit OK. Now, traction control is disabled. Now you can let go. And you see this little button up here, that is for the traction control. Emergency braking is disabled. Actually, let's just pull it all up. So you have traction control disabled, stability control disabled, dyno mode enabled, awesome, and emergency braking disabled. So we still should have power steering, and we do. That is one huge factor that we didn't have before. And we should actually have regenerative braking. So what we're going to do is we're going to exit out of that. That's going to stay there. And we're going to go for a drive and see what's actually available. Now, again, I am not saying drive like this. This is totally dangerous driving in this way. An electric car, or a Tesla, I should say, with all that torque in the rear motor is very dangerous to drive like this. You should never drive like this at any point in time, except for on a racetrack, in a private area, or if you're just testing this out. Now, with that being said, let's go for a drive. All right, everything is there. We're into drive. Autopilot convenience is unavailable, so we cannot use autopilot, but we do have power steering. This is very easy to steer. One finger, awesome. and we kind of have regenerative braking. It was kind of jerky, and we do have hold. It'll go actually into hold, which is amazing. That's really cool. So we do still have some of the features that we didn't have before. The regenerative braking though is really shaky. It like stutters. Let's see what it does when we're at high speed. No extra codes pop up, but it does shake. This is really weird. Oh gosh, and it went to a complete stop. But reverse works, the backup camera works, everything is in function. It's just, it's telling me autopilot doesn't work. Let's try it. Cruise is disabled. Well, let's see what autopilot or what regenerative braking is like at a higher speed. Not so bad. Not so bad. It's really under that 10 miles an hour where it is really, it shakes a little bit, but at 40, not so bad. Traction control is disabled, and it doesn't even, it's not even beeping at me that I can't put it in autopilot. You know, usually it gives you that beep that doesn't allow you to do anything there. Now, just flooring the car, I'm not going to spin the tires. If I do anything like this, I'm going to floor it right here. It actually gave a slower takeoff than before, which is really weird, because on a dyno you're not going to want to take off really fast anyway. So I don't want to travel too far like this because I don't know how bad it's going to hurt the vehicle. But we're going to, I'm going to show you how to disable this to go back to normal, and then we're going to go to Mexico to do some donuts. Dyno mode enabled, dev mode only, do not drive on public roads. So what you want to do is just put it in park. It shows dyno mode enabled. Before, what I did to erase those codes was just cycle the charging port. Cycle it slowly, and that would disable. But now we still have emergency braking is disabled. So what we're going to have to do, it tells us to call service and make an appointment. We're not going to do that. We're going to go into settings, security, and power off the vehicle. Once we power off the vehicle, we're going to go out of the car, let it power down completely, come back to the car, and then it should be fine once we go into drive. So that's what I'm going to do now. So again, I cannot urge this enough. This is not recommended to do on public roads. The car even tells you not to do that. I'm not showing you and telling you to do this. If you decide to do this, this is all on you. I'm not responsible for any damage that you might incur to your vehicle or to any property. I kind of have to say that, but it's kind of also implied too. So now that the car is powered off, we're going to get back in. All right, I'm back in the vehicle, and it still says automatic emergency braking disabled. So it's kind of crazy. It should have disappeared. I'm going to put my foot on the brake, put it in, well, before I put it in drive, that went away. So now we're back to normal, and it doesn't shake when we regen. Everything is fine. And we still should have autopilot. Well, cruise popped up already. Let's go take a drive to Mexico, and let's see if we actually have enough power to spin the tires. So after a long drive, we finally made it to Mexico. Let me show you. I'm going to set up some cameras, and then we're going to see if we can get it into that mode and just see if we can do one little loop or maybe two and then get out of here. Then get back to the States so I can make dinner for the family and sleep in my own bed tonight. So it works, and the first rule of doing donuts is you have your fun and get the hell out of here. So as you can see, this really destroys your tires. Don't do this unless you're ready to go get new tires. Now, that wasn't, my tires were bad already to begin with. I only did a couple laps, or a couple loops like that. So should you do this? If you own a parking lot and it's wintertime and you want to slide around in the snow, this could be a fun way to do that. If you're in some gravel and you need to spin around quickly, kind of like that Rivian truck, this would be fun to do that. Is this fun for performance? No, it's not going to be fun for performance because the power curve is a little different. It doesn't allow, it feels a lot less powerful from takeoff. I felt a little bit more power at 20 miles an hour, actually it was 30 miles an hour. I felt more power than it seemed like more power. Was there? I don't know. Maybe it was just the adrenaline from doing the donuts. I'm not sure. If you're not comfortable doing donuts, don't do this. I will be testing more about this on the track. We're gonna have some fun. Especially, this would be a lot of fun with an all-wheel drive in the snow. I don't have that. So if you're attempting this, please do it in a safe environment. I'm not condoning doing this whatsoever, but if you are, I know I can't stop you. I can't stop you from doing this, but be safe. You know, if you damage something on your car and it's your fault, that means you're an idiot and your insurance is probably gonna say no. And cars are expensive. These things are expensive. So as always, stay awesome, stay positive, be safe out there. Try not to destroy your tires. They're expensive too. There's a reason Tesla didn't tell us about this. I'll catch you on the next one. Maybe the next go around. This is like the donut mode I asked for Elon to give us. Maybe he does listen to me. Maybe he watches the channel. You think so? No, he doesn't.